I have a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, and an 8-month-year-old. Uh, and with on-call, even though my wife's not coming with me to the job, she's at home, but she's doing her part of the job as well. So there's anything from having children that young, if she wanted to go to the gym or do yoga or do any after-school activities, it's harder for her to do. It's just impossible, basically. So she's working my roster as well, which is tremendous strain on her as well, which is another factor that I really don't want these rosters to come in, so I can have a better family environment.
It's a job where you make major commitments towards looking after patients. And that comes at a price, as I said. You make sacrifices that your family does, my wife, my children, mainly because we made the commitment not only during our rostered hours, but the after hours, the on-call situation. Okay, and it's a job that you have to love. Not many people have the ability to perform under pressure. So, once you start doing it, you fall in love with it, it becomes a career. And unfortunately, if these rosters come in as in their current format, there will be a lot of paramedics that cannot stay in their job.
Well, we'll see our families less. They're going to introduce afternoon shifts. Basically, one of the officers here at Byron Bay said he will see his wife 8 times in a 6-week period. So basically, they'll just pass each other in the night. And basically, divorce rates, and I've said this in meetings, divorce rates will go up, stress will go up, people will break down.
It'll mean that I won't see my family as often as I do now on the current roster. I can see them on my 5 days off if I wanted to. They live in Batlow and Melbourne, so it's quite a commute for me. On the proposed roster, I'll probably never get to see them unless I'm on annual leave. Means I won't be able to play hockey, and the service want us to maintain our health and our relationships and our working life. We can't even do that on this current proposed roster. It's going to be very difficult to get appointments like normal people do with dentists and doctors and things like that. We just won't have the time to do it. So our health will suffer in that way as well, and I won't be able to socialise with friends. So yeah, it's a big impact on me.
I've got 3 children and a wife. I won't get to see them as much as I do now, and even now I'm still tired on my first days off. It still takes me a couple of days to recover, at least with 4 days off, which is what we get at Casino. I get a good mix, good time to spend with my family. I'm able to take my children to sports or go and do things that are at school, or even just spend time with them. I don't want to give that up.
You look forward to your 4 days break. Your first day is basically just wasted recovering, and then you start to loosen up and then, enjoy the rest of the days off with your family, catch up, mow on things you cannot do on call. Walk your dog, go for a walk on the beach, mow your lawns, play squash, any sort of exercise. We just can't do that on call. Now they want to work us 7 days, 6 nights, and give us 2 days off. Where are we going to recover? We're not machines. We still have a family life, a social life, and you need that to survive. You just can't be a 24-hour paramedic for 7 days a week and not have any breaks.
We sacrifice not being able to have lunch, not being able to finish work on time, not being able to refrigerate our meals for 12-hour shifts, but we cop all of this on the chin. The sacrifices that we're now being proposed far outweigh any rewards that the job has to offer. Previously the rewards sort of balanced out. The balance between work life and home life was sufficient. Now it just blows it right out of the water. It's unacceptable.
Well, when I moved up here, I knew exactly what the roster was, what it involved, and at the time it was fine. I had no issues with it, as I do not have any issues currently with the roster. But when the new roster is to be implemented, it will harshly affect my wife, my life, my family, because I'll see them even less than I currently do. The roster currently is fine. We get adequate days off to recharge ourselves from our current workload, where if the new roster is introduced, I think it's really a safety issue. That my wife actually stays up at night when you go out in the night several times, wondering, are you okay? And basically, inadvertently, the new roster will affect her life as well as mine, in that when she needs to go to work, she'll be tired because she hasn't slept adequately to do her job and provide the community in her employment as well.
In the world of a rural Ambo, we genuinely have to pretty much put everything on hold. Everything's, as far as making plans go, we can't, because we know that if we do make a plan, then the phone's going to ring. We currently work 12 and 10 hour shifts here at Murwillumbah Station as a rostered shift, and then we're on call for 3 nights out of the 4 days that we're on. So for that period of time, the ambulance service owns us. But we know that, we accept that. That's our gig. That's what we do. And we've pretty much organised our lives and our relationships around that. Those sacrifices that we do make, being away from our families, is understood by every single person that does this job and lasts in this job. But we're already stretched to a very, very fine tether, and if these roster reforms go ahead, then they're going to lose an awful lot of people.
A bit too much. Pretty upsetting, and you think you joined the best job ever in the planet, and I still feeling that this is the great chance I had. I come from Brazil, I joined the ambulance service. I'm also a medic in the Australian Army. I think that's a great career, great skills to have, but very disappointing for the ambulance service perspective. I think we are going towards a different era where we are busier and more cars on the road, and I reckon if you have more time to rest, it would be more beneficial for patients, for well-being, for families, not these stretching longer days.
I think people would have to certainly look at whether they want to stay in the job, whether it's possible to stay in the job. The other issues for me personally would be that my wife wouldn't be able to work if I'm working 7 days straight with only a few days off. And that will affect us financially as well as emotionally. So I think you will certainly find people having a good, hard look at whether they can afford to stay in the job or whether it's worthwhile, because it is a very rewarding job, and I love working for the service, but I'd certainly have to think twice about what I'm doing and whether maybe I could do something else.
If you imagine waking up Monday morning and thinking my next day off is next Tuesday after I work a midnight shift, that's a pretty horrible thing to think about.
That if this roster reform goes ahead, then sadly I'll be backed into a corner that the decision that I'll have to make is that I will leave this job. I've told the boss that. I've told the CEO of the Ambulance Service New South Wales that face to face. I said it's an extremely easy decision to make because, you know, yeah, I'm a paramedic, but I'm a dad, number one. And if that gets jeopardised, then the decision's a simple one to make, but a heartbreaking one.